Welcome to OnyxCoin Update Daily, your ultimate source for everything OnyxCoin. We break down market trends, analyze price movements, and bring you the latest updates in the world of OnyxCoin and crypto investing. Our returning viewer, as always, welcome back to the channel. Great to see you all here. So of course, guys, I'm diving straight into this video, and of course, we're just going to get straight into it here on the XCN chart. Let's get those annotations back on the screen. In fact, let me just remove those fib levels first and foremost, because of course. So what we're seeing here on the chart are these two trend lines, both pointing in the downwards direction. Of course, this upper one here, this longer-term resistance has been keeping on its coin in this downtrend, as you can see for the past 2 months. Of course, if you've been a holder here on XCN, you would know all about that, because the portfolio is dropping every single day. And unfortunately, today, it is no exception. But of course, we might see brighter days ahead because at some point in the future, we are going to see a break from this trend line. And basically, whenever we see a break from this trend line, this resistance here that's been keeping us in this downwards direction for the past 2 months, then we could start to see a new trend emerge here on OnyxCoin. Now, of course, it depends on the conditions here in crypto. If everything is starting to pump, if Bitcoin's pumping, for example, this could start on its coin as well on a new bullish trend. But of course, the first step that we need to see is the price breaking past this upper trend line. Of course, on top of that as well, we can treat these two trend lines here as some sort of falling wedge. That is a bullish chart pattern. And of course, because the lines are converging into each other, this means that we could be seeing this falling wedge pattern play out if we break to the upside of this upper trend line here. Now, of course, what we really want to see for a successful breakout is the prices doing something like this where they really pump quite quickly past this upper trend line here. Maybe even a retest of this trend line before continuing the uptrend would confirm it for me. Now, of course, if we do see something like that happen, then we could expect a nice price target here as a result of that falling wedge. Of course, we get the distance between the first test of support down here to the first test of resistance. We drag this measuring tool to where we see the breakout, and wherever that is a 179% trade to the upside. So quite a big trade if we are able to catch it. Of course, all eyes on where the price is right now compared to this upper trend line, which currently sits at 1.2. And of course, on top of that as well, if we look at the fib levels, just stemming from this pump that we had in January, you can see that the prices are hovering right by the 0.5 fib. So of course, we might get a decision pretty soon here on OnyxCoin. Are we going to hold this 0.5 fib, which has held for the past few times? You can see it was a strong support back in January, and it was a strong support for the price at the start of March. If it holds once again, this could force the price above this upper resistance line here. And that could start OnyxCoin on a new, more bullish journey. However, if we lose this 1.1 cents level, then the next level down that I would be watching for is this 0.75 level. If we lose that level, the next credible support that we have is sitting at 0.5 cents, guys. So do be prepared for a downward scenario. If you are holding and you're looking to make some sort of decision, then basically now I think it's quite a close time to make a decision because this 0.5 cents fib really does need to hold. That's sitting at 1.1 cents. If we meaningfully drop below that, then it could be lights out for a while here on OnyxCoin as we head down to 0.75. So just bear that in mind. Of course, to reiterate, the two main things here is this 0.5 fib at 1.1 cents and this resistance coming down. So we are quite close to decision time here on OnyxCoin in my opinion. I do believe that the MACD has shown us something quite bullish. If you look on the one-day chart, you can see that there has been a crossover on the MACD. And despite the prices falling, the momentum here on OnyxCoin is still managing to hold just about bullish. So that's very interesting. We are seeing a divergence in that manner. The price is obviously falling down here, but the MACD is actually starting to point upwards. we are seeing a little bit of bullish momentum here coming into OnyxCoin. So this divergence hints at a reversal at some point in the future. So MACD is looking very nice here. The other thing as well, this 200-day exponential moving average. Now, we haven't touched on the EMA yet here on OnyxCoin, but basically this 200-day exponential moving average is quite important for determining the trend here, the longer-term trend on OnyxCoin. Basically, when the price is above the EMA, we're bullish. If the price is below the EMA, we are bearish. Of course, this holds true for quite a lot of other cryptocurrencies, as you will see in a second. But here on OnyxCoin, we flipped bullish after Trump got nominated in November 2024. And you can see that after we flipped above the EMA, we saw it used as a support on multiple different occasions. Now, the EMA currently sits at exactly 1 cent. So if we are going to maintain this long-term bullish trend that we've been seeing here since November 2024 on OnyxCoin, then we need to stay above this 200-day EMA, which, as I say, sits at 1 cent right now. So this is basically like the last defense for this bullish trend that we are seeing. Of course, obviously, we are bearish shorter term, but in the bigger picture, things here on OnyxCoin are still technically pointing upwards according to the EMA. So that's good news here. So actually, since we're close to that 200-day EMA here on OnyxCoin, the fact that we're right by the 0.5 fib here means that it's probably not a bad time to be buying if you got a longer-term view here on OnyxCoin. Of course, we are down 80% from that previous high. So just to get to that previous high would be 5x already if you believe in OnyxCoin. Of course, there's plenty of other reasons as well why I think we could be nearing a bottom here, not just in OnyxCoin, but in crypto in general. And I'm going to touch on these next few points. Of course, the first one is Bitcoin. The fact that Bitcoin is close to its long-term bullish support here. You can see this bullish support, this trend line here, has been in effect since 2023. And along its way up, you can see the price has come down to touch this trend line on multiple different occasions. You can see where my cursor is at all the different times where Bitcoin has touched this support. And now, most recently, earlier this month, we saw a touch of its trend line. Prices did rebounce, and now it's grappling with this 200-day EMA. So we have this sort of scenario here of Bitcoin at the moment. I truly believe that in the coming months, we are going to see a next leg up here on Bitcoin. I think the narrative is still very bullish here for Bitcoin. So, of course, if the price can follow this green path here, so basically break past the exponential moving average here in blue. If it can break past this resistance, this shorter term bearish resistance that's been keeping Bitcoin in this short-term bear trend here, then we could resume this uptrend that we've been seeing on the longer term. And that should be very, very bullish for cryptos such as Zen. That's why I'm monitoring the Bitcoin chart right now. And in my opinion, as long as this bullish support holds here, so at the moment that's currently sitting at around $79,000 in Bitcoin, then this uptrend should still continue. If we fall meaningfully below this bullish support that we have here, then that would be pretty bearish for crypto in 2025, in my opinion. So paying attention here to Bitcoin, what that does, of course, the other one as well, is the total crypto market cap. Another chart that I absolutely love because it's printed this beautiful cup and handle pattern, free along cup and handle pattern in formation here on the total crypto market cap. We saw quite a nice cup formation, and we saw a 6-month handle formation here and a clear breakout to the upside. Now, of course, as prices fell down into March of this year, we can see that it came down to test this resistance, and we've seen a bounce off of it. So again, just like Bitcoin, this is kind of the support that we need to hold. If the market cap meaningfully drops below 2.5 trillion here, so if it starts to do something like this, then that would be bearish for crypto once again. It would no longer mean that the total crypto market cap of 2025 will be hitting the price target here at 10 trillion. 10 trillion. So another important chart in my opinion, the last one that I want to show you as well, not necessarily a chart, but the fear and greed index. Of course, fear and greed index at the moment is pointing at fear. we've got a value of 27. Not quite as bad as has been over the past few weeks. We saw fear and greed drop down to extreme fear there at 15, which is a new record low for this chart that was introduced in 2023. Now, of course, 2025 is supposed to be a bull market year. So this, in my opinion, I find absolutely absurd. Generally, when we see these dips in the fear and greed index, that also correlates to a dip in the price. If you look at all the previous dips here on the fear and greed index, August 20th, September 2023, for example, we saw a dip in the fear and greed index that also correlated with a price of 25K Bitcoin, as you can see with this gray line down here. Shortly after that, we started to see Bitcoin absolutely rip. And at that point there, where we saw an extreme greed high of 91, that's when Bitcoin topped there at 73K. Now, if you look at September 2024, we saw another dip in sentiment at 30 at 26. That was we saw the Bitcoin price at 53K. And as we started to climb back into greed, you can see that Bitcoin's price basically doubled in that same time frame. So now, when we saw that extreme fear of 15, you can see that Bitcoin's price was around 78K. So, if you truly believe that we're going to see hype back in this market, which I really think we will, when we see this greed and extreme greed return to the market, then that should correlate to Bitcoin's price being a lot higher than it was in that dip there at 78K. So, this in effect would have made that a great buying opportunity. Of course, as the saying goes, buy the fear and sell the creed. And it is just as true for Bitcoin as it is for Zen. So if you truly believe in XCN throughout 2025, now, in my opinion, is a good time to be buying. Of course, I've shown you the fact that we're close to the 0.5 Fibia, strong support, close to this 200-day moving average, and so quite a bit of a potential for a bounce here if market conditions allow for it. So, that's basically my analysis here for OnyxCoin over the weekend. Of course, if you are holding your OnyxCoin, first and foremost, do let me know down in the comments. And secondly, if you're not doing so already, make sure you stake your OnyxCoin. You get a staking APR of 31%. So if, for example, you hold $1,000 worth of Zen, and so by the end of the year, you will have an extra $316 of staking rewards paid out to you. Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more OnyxCoin insights.